everyone, my name is Angelica and welcome to my channel. So today I'm coming to you with two super cute gift ideas for Valentine's Day. Of course there will be DIY projects, that's what we do mostly on this channel. So if you want to see more of this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I've thought that Valentine's Day is just in few weeks, so we still got enough time to create some handmade presents. I usually treat this day as any other, but I think it's nicely just to slow down that day, focus more on your loved ones or friends and just spend more time with them. So if you want to give some presents to someone that day, I think the handmade item will be the best choice. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the first project. For my memory box, I've decided to use this wooden box. I bought it quite cheap, so it's also an expensive project. I will leave the link for it in my description box. It's quite thin, but it will be fine to use burning pen on it. And of course, the size depends on you. I want my design to be in the center on the top of the box lid. So, going with ruler and pencil, I mark the points which will be a tip for me where I should draw my design. I start with creating two lines and then on the top of each of them I'm drawing some flowers and leaves. I want it to be symmetrical, so the right part will be a mirror reflection of the left side, and the same with bottom and top line. It's really helpful to draw your design with the pencil before you start burning it out. Between the floral lines, I'm writing what this box is and who it belongs to. This part is very personalized, so you can write there wherever suits you best. That's why I like this project so much. I can only give you the idea for the design, but depends on you how you're going to personalize it. I turn my wood burner on and I'm ready to trace the design I've created. That's my second time using this tool, so I don't have that much experience yet. Honestly, the wood burner I've got is probably not the best one. The front part is so long, so I keep my hand really far away from the burning part. Makes sense for safety reasons, but it's really hard to use any pressure on it. It's like using the pen holding it at the far end. You just don't have so much control. Anyway, to make straight lines, I've took some metal part which I'm going to use as a ruler. Don't use anything plastic or wood because it's going to burn. Then I carry on with my floral design. What I found works for me is to trace the lines just slightly at first and then with the second go, press it a bit harder. I quite enjoy this process. It's a very simple design, so it goes pretty well, but I'm not sure if I would be able to engrave anything more complicated or with more details. Top line with flora is done. Now I start with my letters. I move the box around just to make myself more comfortable and have bigger control with my pen. It was important to always be able to lie down my hand on the box. With the first line of letters, I wanted to achieve a bit thicker font, so I've got another time over the lines. To add some variety, I've decided to do word signs in more handwriting font. But where was my brain doing it? I don't know. I really wanted all these three lines to be nice and straight from the center, so I basically start writing signs too far and I've ruined the symmetrical of this box. Using a razor, I've removed any lines from the pencil. Then I've placed inside some photos, tickets and souvenirs, everything what we want to remember about, and it would be nice to come back to these memories from time to time. It's a nice gift for someone you love or even both of you, and knowing that this box is handmade by you makes it even more special. And of course I couldn't leave it just like that, so I added word joy to make this box more symmetrical. To create my coaster, I will be using some white fabric, 2 colors of yarn, punch needle tool, embroidery hoop and scissors. I start with measuring how much of the fabric I need to be able to place it on my hoop. Then I take a round item of the size I want my coaster to be. Using pencil, I draw the shape on the fabric. Then I design a heart shape in the middle of the circle. You can use special fabric pencil, I'm using just ordinary one as it's all going to be covered anyway. Then I take my embroidery hoop and put my fabric on it. I pull it from each side, making sure fabric is super stretched, and then I screw my hoop. Now it's time to put yarn through the punch needle. I know there is few different punch needle available online, but I've decided to purchase this one and I'm happy with the quality of it. I take the threader which was included, I insert it into the eye of the needle and push it through the handle until it appears at the other side. Place the thread into the threader at the folded end of the wire. Pull the thread through the needle until the thread and thread emerge from the eye of the needle tip. Always face the bevel side in the direction that you are punching in. Punch into the fabric, lift your needle just to the surface of the fabric, then slide the needle bevel on the fabric, punch, lift, slide and repeat. It creates a row of running stitches on one side and loops on the other side. I keep going with my needle around the circle edge. Once I've reached the start point, I'm going with my needle slightly lower and just repeat the whole process. This is actually my first time using punch needle and I absolutely love it. It's only hard at the beginning, but once you got more practice and you know what's going on, it's really nice and relaxing process. From time to time, I make sure that the fabric is stretched. The best fabric for punch needle is loosely woven fabric, especially fabric called monk's cloth. When you notice that the loop came out, leaving empty space in your row, remove your needle and pull out few of the loops. Make the yarn short and start punching again. You can move and stretch the fabric a little bit so it will go back to normal shape and the holes will disappear. It's good to have a look at the loop side from time to time. At the front it might look that all stitches are fine, but the loops aren't created. Then I take my white yarn and start filling my heart shape. I start with the edge and then going more to the inside. When you finish with yarn, just cut it off and pull to one side. We will cut the excess later on. Then I go with my red yarn again, first around the heart and then fill the rest. Once the design is finished, I remove it from the hoop. Using scissors, I cut off all the loose yarn. I do it as close to the pattern as I can, but be careful not to cut the other loops. I cut the fabric around the design, leaving around 1 centimeter gap. I do small cuts all the way around. Using fabric glue, I'm going to glue all the edges to the inside. I decided to use a loopy side as a front of my coaster, but you can of course use the other one. I put some glue, spread it with brush and glue the edges to the inside. Then I take more glue and spread it all over the back of my coaster. It will protect the design from any damages or tears. Then I place on the top of it a piece of white felt and press it down. I cut the felt to the size of my coaster. I will leave it for at least few hours to fully dry. I put it in between heavy books so it will dry nicely and flat. Once it's all dry, I want to add some edges for better finish. I cut 2 pieces of yarn, same length as my coaster is. Then I put some glue around the edges and glue these 2 pieces of yarn next to each other. You can skip this process as the coaster is safe just how it is, but I think it just looks better with the edge. And my coaster, or even coasters, are ready. I've created another one with inverse colors. I think it's a really nice idea for a gift, especially if you create 2 of them, one for your lover and one for yourself. And you can use them all year round. If they got dirty, just hand wash them. I'm really happy how they both turned out. I will be super excited receiving them. They are small gifts, but they will last years. So let me know in the comment section what do you think about these projects, and if you like them, please click the like button. I would really appreciate it. And also working with punch needle was such a fun for me, so if you want to see any more design or more projects using this technique, also let me know. And for now, thank you so much for watching and your support, and I will see you in my next video.